Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Mimi again. And today I just want you to, watch me as I do the last row for this knotless braids. So yep, you can see this is the final row and I can't wait to be done. The size is medium knotless braids and it's one of my most book styles, especially with the boho. So you can see like the boho pieces. So yes, the boho medium knotless braids is one of my most book styles. So guys, I am always doing this. So guys, just watch me as I do this. So right now I am doing the middle part. So if you are a braider or you just want to get into braiding, maybe just learn to braid your own hair or your child's hair or family members' hair, well. Your middle part, you should know, is very important. So you do not want to have like a crooked middle part, because it's right there on top of your head, like it's sitting on the crown. So people are gonna see it. It's one of the first things they're gonna see when they see your braids, and then they're gonna ask you, did you do your hair yourself? That's not necessarily a compliment, It just means, oh, it doesn't look like something that you paid to be done. So, yep. As a result, I don't play with the middle parts. So first, I part it, and then I apply the gel, and I part it again, and then go right in front of the customer, and I stand right in front of the customer, making sure that line is hanging straight on top, so that if you trace the comb, it can go straight down to the middle of the bridge of her nose. That's how you know the part is 100% straight. So here's what we're having so far. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Think it's okay? I think it's almost there. It's almost there. This is my weakness. I'm like a perfectionist. So I'm like a perfectionist. I'll just keep going until there is no going to be gone, whatever that means. So yes, that's about the middle part. So once I am satisfied with my middle part, then I begin to pre-part. So what pre-parting means is that I just section the the individual braids, I would say, or the individual columns that I would need for the actual braids. So this enables me to be precise with the sizing. So that is exactly what I am doing now. So you see, I'm sectioning it. So the intention here is to have 4 braids. You see that? So it's actually very important to pre-part so that you do not have like one braid big and the other one small. So they should be about, the same. Sometimes it's actually difficult to get it exactly the same, but it should be about. So it's not something that, should be so obvious. It's not something that the disparity should be obvious. So when people look at it, they should look about the same. So that is the benefits of pre-parting, and I do this for every single row. So I pre-part every single row as I go. So yeah. Why I am busy just doing that, guys, it's something I would like to talk to you all about. So you all know I get all manner of people in my chair, being a hairstylist now. So male and female alike, but I would say I get like 80% women, and then I get like 20% men, or maybe more like 15% men, and then the remaining 5% maybe kids. Yeah. So but I am so grateful for the opportunity to meet different women. I've serviced all types of women, women from all walks of lives, women from all races, all hair textures, all types of women. And half the time, because you're going to be sitting there for such long hours, we usually get into conversations. So I get talking with my clients, I get to know them better, they get to know me better. It makes the whole process go seamlessly, and then we're not all looking at the time and they're not asking me, how many braids left? I want to get out of here. So a lot of times we're just like chatting and chatting and chatting away, and makes the time go fast. So in all my chats though, one particular topic comes up like way too often, and that's the topic about relationship and marriage and the opposite sex. This is very normal. Even with men, sometimes the ones who we chat, we actually talk about relationships, and you'll be very surprised to hear what they have to say. So seriously, I feel like it's like a whole movie sometimes, just listening to people's stories. It's such an experience. It's such an experience, and I'm always like so enlightened after talking to some people. I get to learn a lot, and for some stories I am always shocked as well. So one thing I've realized is that I have some women who come in my chair who, are well to do. They got things going on for themselves. They have, good education, nice jobs. They have their own apartment, their own car. They're not dependent on anyone, They're taking really good care of themselves. But guess what? They're stuck with some guy who just wants to lay on the couch all day doing nothing. So she's out there working her ass out, and he's sleeping and waking and eating the food, and some of them still have the guts to cheat. Like, oh my God. And now, this is not just one person's story. It's not just two people's story. I hear this more often than I'll care for. Like, so many women are in this situation. Why is that? So many women, and a lot of these women are doctors, they're nurses, they're like top executives at whatever job it is they do, high-tech officials, different kinds of women with, great jobs, great careers, great prospects. But they just have this man. Some of them have kids with the man, some of them do not. But they're stuck with some man who's just bringing them down, and who they just paying bills on a regular. I remembered having this client who has kids. I think about 3 kids or 4 kids. There were 4 kids with a man, and she is a nurse. And the whole time she was going out and slaving to make money, to pay the bills and take care of the kids. Guess what he was doing? He was busy impregnating the neighbor. So he was not only cheating on her, he was cheating with the neighbor, and then had the nerve to sleep with the neighbor without protection. And then the neighbor is pregnant. So yeah, the neighbor had to get pregnant for this woman to realize it was time to leave. And guess what? The whole time he wasn't even helping out with the kids, like help take care of the kids, get them ready for school, make sure that they've done their homework and all that. So she had to work, and she had to also take care of the kids. Like, how unfair is that? Like, seriously, how unfair is that? Now that's her. And then I had this other one who coincidentally is also a nurse, but thank God she doesn't have kids with him. And then he's just doing the same thing. Then she was complaining like, oh, sometimes I really do not want to go out because I just find myself spending so much. Like, I said, let's go out to eat. I'm the only one paying the bills. Or let's go shopping. I'm the only one actually buying things for the both of us. He literally lives in the house. I'm the one who pays for the water bills, the electric bills. I pay the rent. And he's always quick to say, oh, I ain't got money. And then that's not enough. He drives her car and she has to gas up the car. Like, he drives the car, but he won't even gas up the damn car. Like, oh my God. So now I'm wondering, like, what's the problem? Is the problem actually the women, or is the problem the men? But before I even get to that, let me share this quick story. I saw, I think, on Facebook. So this woman had actually made a post about seeing her car parked in front of a motel, one of these motels, Motel 6. I don't know if you ever heard about Motel 6. Yeah, like, it's literally one of those motels that are literally facing the roads. Like, the rooms are literally facing the roads, no security whatsoever and all that. And he had the car parked right in front of the room. And she was driving by and she had seen the car. Oh, isn't that my car? And she had, driven up and had knocked on the room door. And guess who answered the door? Her damn husband. They weren't even married for up to 1 year. And her husband answered the door. She went into the room, found a woman heavily pregnant. That woman must have been at least 8 months pregnant, because this was a video, so we all watched it. Like, she was heavy, like, it was pulling, the pregnancy was pulling and all that. She was heavy in bed with her supposed husband. And guess what this man had to say when he was confronted? Guess what he had to say? Oh, that's my colleague. She's going through a hard time, so I brought her here just to talk to her. Oh my God. He couldn't even come up with a better lie. And this woman was talking about, you drive my car, I pay the bills, I gave you everything, even what you have on, because she got so mad, she began to take back things like his wristwatch and I think gold chain, stuff like that, the car keys. And then and then he was like, what do you mean you gave me everything? You only gave me $40,000 to start an LLC. Oh my God. $40,000 is what's been referred to as only. Like, he had the guts to talk about $40,000 as only, talking about his wife giving him $40,000 to start a company that is probably taking care of things for him. That is, if it's reasonable, which I doubt anyway. And then he kept lying, saying that was just his co-worker and he was just there to talk to her. And the co-worker, supposed co-worker, was annoyed. She was angry. Like, what the hell you calling me a co-worker for? I'm not your co-worker. I'm not your co-worker. And the co-worker wanted to know who the other woman in the room was. And she had said, oh, I'm his wife. And of course, the co-worker was shocked. Like, I didn't know he had a wife. Like, he be messing with me and, this is his baby. And then he was like, oh no, like, I don't know if the baby is mine. It was just a mess. He was trying to deny the co-worker, deny the baby and the mother. And then this co-worker had said, okay, but we go for the doctor's visit and all that. And then he was like, oh yeah, because you needed someone to take you to the doctor's visit, so I'd gone with you. It was just a complete mess. But just imagine being married to someone and then they cheat on you and lie to your face like that. And then you've been married less than a year, but he has a baby coming. So what? He's been married as long as he's been actively cheating. That is so sad. Like, that is so sad. I felt so bad for this woman. Like, no woman deserves that kind of man. Like, first, he's a cheat. Second, he's a liar. Third, oh my God. Third, he's an ingrate. Talking about, you only gave me $40,000. Like, he's such an ingrate. Now, that's just mentioning three vices. There is something wrong with that man. There is something wrong with any man like that. Like, the sense of entitlement, like, that they feel. I had this client once telling me That the fact that I come back from work so tired and he's asking, for us to be intimate, and I'm saying I'm so tired, and he's saying, oh, you don't take care of me. Like what? She's busy working to provide for you all, and you sitting your ass down all day, and she's coming back, and you have the nerve to tell her she doesn't take care of you. Like, oh my God. Then I wonder, like, why, like, is there like a shortage of men out there? Is there like a shortage of men for women to settle for these kinds? And also, what is going on? Like, why are we having more men like this? What happened to the responsible man who is family oriented, who is loyal to his wife, who wants to provide and protect his family? What happened to those men? Why are they so hard to find these days? What is the problem? For real. Like, I keep thinking about it, and I just, every time I wonder though, like, is it the society, or is it just their mothers? Is it their background? What's the problem? Because you see, that sense of entitlement it's what worries me the most. If you go back a few generations before ours, the men were built different. They were built different. I'm not saying that they did not cheat. Yes, a lot of them cheated. Yes, but it was rare to find a man who did not provide, or who did not have it in his, head that he has to provide. If you are unable to provide, it should be a temporary situation. It shouldn't be a lifestyle. You shouldn't have that mentality that a woman should take care of you. You should have the mentality that it is your duty to, provide. The woman should support you. Even if she wants to provide, it should be at least 50-50. You shouldn't sit down and have her be the provider. And now it's not as if she's being the provider and then you're being a house man or a house husband. There ain't nothing like that. Half the time, you're not doing nothing at home. She still comes back and cooks and cleans and still has to get intimate with you. And if you all have kids, she still has to take care of the kids. So seriously, like, where did society go wrong? So is it that as mothers, we raise our daughters, to be a certain way, to be ambitious, to get good education, to not relent, and then we let the boys just get away with everything? I don't know what it is though. What is going on? Like, why do we have so many of these half-baked men out there? Because that's what I'll call them. You can't be a real man if you can't provide. You can't be a real man. Like, cheating is another topic for another day, but the least you can do is at least provide. That is the least you can do. So if you're not going to provide and then you decide to cheat on top of it, oh my God, like, then why are you even there? Why does she even need you? Because at this point, she doesn't need you. At this point, I'm sorry to say, at this point, but like a vibrator or something will do exactly what you can do. At this point, she just needs a couple of girlfriends to hang out with and talk to when she needs company. Or she actually can be talking to some guy on social media when she gets bored, and she can be on this talking stage forever or whatever. Because for real, nah, I feel like we need to do better. We need to do better as well. I was going to say as a society, but now I don't even know where the problem is from. I don't know what the problem is. But then, The whole institution of marriage is being relegated to the background, yes, no doubt. But at least if you choose to be with someone, even if you're not married, like, oh, this is the person I'm seeing, this is the person I'm dating, this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend, then you actually you owe the person some loyalty, you owe the person, some accountability. You have to be responsible for the person. I don't know what criteria it is that women use to choose the men these days, but one of my criteria has always been ambition. Like, I have to, from the moment I talk to you, the first time I talk to you, I can tell, is he like the ambitious type, or is he like the lazy type? Usually for me, it's not about how much you have right now. No, it's not about what you have right now. It's about your potential. Like, I have a conversation with you, I can see potential or the lack of it. I can see ambition, I can see the drive, the zeal. You talk to some people. I've met men who they have like a factory job that pays like a minimum wage, and dude has been there for the last 10 years. I'm never going to be with someone like that. Like, yes, you're able to hold down a job, which could be like a good thing, but no, that's not enough for me. You don't have ambition. You have zero ambition. You do not want to grow. I want to grow. So the moment I realize we're not thinking the same, it can't work. I'm sorry. The first date, I have this conversation with you, and you're talking about you've been at some shitty job in the last 10 years. You haven't done nothing more. You haven't tried to get like an education, some trainings, or some job prospects. So move on. Dude, no, I'm not gonna have like someone I'm gonna have to be pushing around. I have to motivate and tell you to get out of bed every morning and just do better. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want another kid. I don't want a kid. I want a man. Someone to hold it down with me. Now, I said with me, not for me, because yes, I'm a hustler myself. So I want a man whose hustle matches mine. And I'll respect you even more if your hustle is more than mine. And that's the truth. I remember my friend many years ago wanting to get married and talking to me about her husband to be at the time, who was her fiancé. And she was complaining about how people actually think he takes care of her, or how she literally doesn't only feed him, but feeds his entire family. And guess what? She didn't even have like a great job. She was just like, she was just scraping by. So with the little she had to take care of herself, feed this man, feed his entire family. Like, his entire family were looking up to her. And even then, I was like, this man is using you. But that wasn't even the case. She had to call him every morning. She would be at work, and because she had to go into work like very early, maybe like 7 a.m. ish or something, and he didn't have to leave home until like maybe 9 or thereabout. So she would set like an alarm every day, or a reminder, just to call him, to remind him to get up and go to work. Because half the time he want to call in sick, half the time he don't want to show up. He had like excuses. Oh, I don't feel like going today. So she had to like be on his ass, making sure he gets up, gets ready, and get out of the house. And they were just engaged. They were not even married yet. And I said to her, do you seriously want to do this? Do you seriously want to end up with this man? How long do you want to be doing this for? I don't know if it's the desperation to get married. Like, a lot of women feel like, oh, time is running out on me, especially as they approach 30, and they're thinking about, I want to have kids and all that. Listen, you rather have the kids yourself and raise the child yourself than be in a marriage with someone like that and you're unhappy. and you are unhappy and stressed out, and now you're stuck with this person. For real. Well, this girl, of course, well, she got married to him. I even attended the wedding, gave presents and all that. But even then, I remember saying to her, like, I think you should think about what you're doing. Because if you should get married to this guy and you call me and you're saying whatever, I'm not going to be there for you. And she thought I was joking. It was just about 1 year later. She was calling me all up and crying and asking for some assistance because, of course, the man, he had ruined her. He had ruined her, like literally. She had nothing. Everything she had was spent on him and his family. And you know how men like that are, because it's not their money. So they tend to just take and take and take. They don't try to save. They don't try to, help you save or help you invest. They just take and squander lavishly. And that's what he did. And now she was broke. They had a baby, and she couldn't care for the baby financially. She couldn't, so she needed help. Like, I really felt bad, because I felt like this could have been prevented. This could have been prevented. So at the end of the day, I don't know if because you are so scared of what people will say, oh, I'm getting old, I'm not yet, I don't have a man, or I'm so lonely, I just need a man. And then you get involved with a man like this. A man like this, they're so easy to find. Like, I'd rather I meet you on a date and you just tell me, this is just purely sexual. I think I'll appreciate that. And I know that, okay, this is not taking us anywhere. And I'm just here for the fun. I'm just here for the moment. But once it becomes like a commitment kind of thing, dude, I expect the same level of commitment. I expect commitments in every level. I expect financial commitment, spiritual commitment, mental commitment. I mean, you should be in it, like really, really in it. You should be like really, really in it. So anyway, guys, before I continue with my podcast-ish, well, how is it coming up so far? So you saw I just did like the first half of the braids. So this is the trick for doing the final parts. So if you notice, I did not prepare these other parts until now, and this is the reason. So you have to simply trace out the line from the previous one and just take it from there. So this only applies to the final part, of course. So there it is. Honestly, I don't know why I was doing and redoing that. I really do not know why. Why will you just stop? It's perfect. Mimi, can't you see? Oh my Jesus, it's perfect. You bloody OCD perfectionist. Oh God. Oh, really? Seriously? You're not gonna stop? Oh my God. Please, can somebody tell this lady right here that the part is straight? Thank God. Yeah, so, well, I apply the gel. So, basically for that, I use the knit braids. I don't know if you all know the knit braids. That's what I use. Oh my God, am I still parting it? Damn. You know the funny thing, I feel like I get like this though when I get to like the last row, because I feel like I am almost done. I have time. Yeah. But then you see, you keep doing that, the time will just go by so fast. You won't realize. A lot of times when you think you have time and then you just keep padding and repadding. Oh my God. So yes, I am just doing the braids right now. Guys, if you want to really see detailed explanation of how I do the knotless braids, I have it up, okay? So I did like a knotless braids full video tutorial where I showed how to part, how to attach the hair, and I talked through everything. So I described how you feed in, why you feed in, when you feed in, the amount of braids to feed in, then why it's important to tuck in, how to tuck in the natural hair, everything. So guys, just hit the subscribe button and just scroll up. I think I'll put the link at the end of this video for you to see. So you can also like just scroll through my page, through my profile to access more videos. So I have all the information, and I also have tutorials about stitch braids, tutorials for stitch braids, and Mali twists, passion twists, butterfly locks, all of that. I have them all up. So, and if you want to see how I do hair and on a daily, guys, follow me on Instagram. My story on Instagram is always lit. No, and my reels, oh my god, yeah. So guys, follow me on Instagram. Again, it's glam with Mimi W. So it's gonna be out there on the screen, glam with Mimi W. And if you want to collaborate with me for business collaborations and all manner of inquiries, send me an email, guys. Send me an email to info@memesempire.com. My email is going to be in the description box. info at memes empire empire.com. Again, it's going to be in the comment section. And guys, if you want to purchase like the comb I'm using to parts and some braiding hair and other things that I sell, or you just wanted to book, you can visit my websites. Want to book a service? I do all types of protective styling. So visit my websites, www.memesempire.com. Again, I'm going to be writing this out in the description box. Yeah. So guys, do we need to better orientate our girls? Or do you think the focus needs to be on the men? I've been asking myself these questions because, even if you don't find yourself in this situation right now, I bet there's someone somewhere in your life. It could be your sister, it could be your cousin, it could be your best friend, it could be your co-worker. There's someone somewhere in your life who presently has a man who's pulling her down, who's just making her sad every day. Now, abuse comes in so many ways. A lot of the times, it doesn't even have to be physical. A lot of the times, it's just mental. Like, he's not physically abusing her, he's not verbally abusing her, but his actions, his actions. Some women are just being gaslighted. The men make them feel like they're crazy, and with the whole entitlement, that is what irks me the most. So the men make them feel like he is entitled to their attention, to their money. This just reminds me again of a young girl. She was maybe 20, and every time she literally got her paycheck, she would send the whole damn paycheck to her boyfriend who lived in another state. He lived in a different state. So she would receive the paycheck. It was supposed to be a long distance relationship or whatever. And she would send the paycheck. Like, oh my God, who does that? Who does that? I think I heard about this in 2021, and I was like, who does this in 2021? Shit. She would send him the paycheck, and he would take what he felt they needed, and then he would give her like a small percentage for upkeep, like an allowance from her own money. Like back in the day, growing up, I used to hear, yeah, some women did that. They earned salaries and gave their entire salaries to their husbands, who would then give them, something for their upkeep, and then use the rest for like the whole household thing or whatever. But this was even like maybe my mom's generation or the generation before my mom, not in, not now, not a girl as young as that. So I don't know what kind of brainwashing he did, but he did that. And he was way older. So he was like maybe closer to 30 and she was just about 20 years old. Like she was still 19. She was turning 20, I believe. And then she would earn her money and then she would send it to him. And then he would cash it and then he would give her a percentage of it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like I heard that and I felt like, oh, she needed a brain reset. Yeah, she needed a brain reset because ain't no way she doing that. Ain't no way. Well, and it's not like he's gonna like appreciate her better or whatever, because at the end of the day she ended up leaving the said job and relocating to be with him. And after a couple of months they broke up and she had to come back. Like they broke up at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, the men are not even worth it. Like they're not even worth it. Listen, if I go out with you and you're not attempting to pay for the meal, that's it. There ain't no second dates. Like if I go out with you as a man, I always go out with my own money and all that. But I expect you, to attempt to pay. I should be the one to say, don't worry, I'll pay my own half of it. I should be the one to say it. You shouldn't even expect me to pay half of nothing if it's a date and you ask me to go on a date with you. Yep. I don't care what anyone thinks, but that's me. So I go out with you and you bring the bill. Dude, you better be bringing out your card. I'm be paying. And maybe I really I really like you and I think you're cute. I'll be like, oh, don't worry about mine. I'll pay mine. And then you're going to blow me off my feet. If I hear you say, oh, that's nonsense. You don't have to pay for anything. Then I'm like, oh, yes. I'm definitely seeing him again. Listen, you go out on a date with a guy and he's looking at you pay for shit. That's a red flag, because that's the same energy. He's going to keep that energy. Trust me. So you're already giving off the vibes of I am independent. I got my shit together. Yes, be independent. Nobody say you shouldn't be independent. Be independent. You got your shit together, but that don't mean he shouldn't be a man. Let him be the man. Let him provide. Let him provide. Support when you can. Yes. So, well, guys, I finished. As you can see, I actually finished braiding, so I'm about to dip. So here's what I do. I pick out all the boho curls. Make sure to pick out. And if you're asking what hair I use for the boho curls, it's some type of wet weave hair. So for this particular one, I use the Rua brand. So I just get the curls out of the way because these are synthetic curls and we did not put them in hot water. So that's what I am doing. So for the synthetic curls, if you're also asking how you can care for it, guys, it's just mousse. You mousse it regularly as often as you like. Mousse it up and bring out the tangle. So like just run your hands through the braids, quite often with your mousse, and you will be just fine. Because I realized that even the human hair will still tangle up. Maybe not as much as this, but they will still tangle up. So at the end of the day, it just depends on how well you care for it. So I had this style, this exact boho braids, and I had them for 7 weeks. And yeah, I was able to maintain them by just doing that. And when I got tired of doing that, I simply like cut out some of the boho pieces, and it was still beautiful. So I guess if you get tired of doing that, you can do the same. Actually, I cut out some of the boho pieces, not for any reason, but because I wanted it just a little bit more lightweight. So I did that because yeah, but this what I'm looking at is not going to be heavy on the clients because the braids are matching the parts. So what I had though, the braids were a little bit bigger than the parts. Like the parts were small, so it's like having small braids on like big parts. So I didn't do it myself, so I had to take it what I got. So guys, once you're done getting the curly hairs out of the way, it's then time to dip. So you have your hot water, and now we're gonna dip it. I think before I dip, I was just gonna say that I'll clip it a little, so you don't want like those, no matter how well you braid, how neat it is, at the ends you'll still have like those small pieces of hair like just hanging out. So it's just usually just from the braiding hair, it's how it is. So usually I clip this out as much as I can with your scissors. So you shouldn't have that on the top. Usually you find them down. All right, I'm just gonna try and protect the clients from the hot water and then from the wetness afterwards. So usually for the hot water, we're usually very careful, so to avoid burns and all that. You do not want an incident. We don't want nobody suing us. We don't want nobody suing our ass because they'll be like, now you owe us $80,000 in injuries, and I'd be like, okay, bye, I'm going to jail, see y'all. So we do not want that, right? So guys, right after you dip it, this is the next thing, mousse. Let me playing with the mousse. So mousse helps to seal it up, however you choose to describe it, but the whole point is seal it. So you apply mousse on the braiding hair, you apply mousse on the curly hair, you apply mousse on the scalp, everywhere, like literally. So watch me, I apply these and then I run my hands, I'm kind of like detangling and separating the curls at the same time. So do you see the difference? Do you see how like the mousse defined the curls like immediately? Did you see that? So in case you missed it, well, here it goes again. And yep. So the mousse outrightly defines the curls. So this is why you should just keep moussing it. And then some people be asking, what kind of mousse should I get? Listen, mousse is mousse, okay? It does the same thing. So just get you a mousse. I'm not particularly endorsing any particular brand. Mousse is mousse. You see that? See how it's curly? You see the ringlets? You all see the ringlets? So my client wanted it like boho, like popping curls. Some people just want like just a couple strand of curls, just, a little bit curly. So you always make sure to find out exactly what your client wants before you proceed. So this is how this came out. She wanted it like, the whole full curls and everything. And the good thing about it is, like I said, if you get tired of the curls like this, you can like just chop up some of it as you go and leave some, chop up everything however you prefer it. That's why I love this hairstyle in particular. So the boho knotless, oh my god, one of my favorites. Always so pretty. And then the fact that it can be styled in so many ways, like it's so versatile. It's simply like the best, especially if you like have an event, you have like vacations, serious occasions or outings. Oh my god, this is the style. It's gonna be popping. You're out there, everyone's looking at you and giving you compliments like, oh, I love your hair. Yeah, I remember going on vacation and everybody literally, oh my god, I love your hair. Especially if you get some colors in it. Oh, damn, that's game over. You get some colors in it, and ain't nobody's talking to you. They should all go talk to Leslie if they want to talk to you. You know? Yes, girls. So, yeah. By the way, I am in New York, Long Island. So if you all or your friends or your family are in New York and you wanted to get slayed, come calling. Just go on my website to book, or simply go on Instagram if you have like questions, before you book or whatever, you want to talk to me or whatever. Come on my Instagram, come in the DMs, and I'm going to be right there, talking to you all and answering your questions. I'm in Long Island, New York. This client, she liked this style so much. You want to know how much she tipped me? You want to know? I know you're waiting. $70. Yeah, she tipped me $70. Like, I was like, oh my god. She was like, oh no, Mimi, I really love it. Like, you wanted this exactly and you did it. Oh my god, every time I hear that, I am like always so happy. It's not even just about a tip. When the client shows appreciation for your work, like when they express themselves and just let you know just how happy they are, it's so gratifying. So, well, it's on my Instagram. I definitely posted her tipping me. So she literally gave me the money and was like, so this is your money, this is the balance, and this is the tip. I was like, oh, thank you. And then I counted it. I was like, what, $70? Like, no, I have to get this on camera. And I gave it back to her. Yes, I am dramatic like that. I am dramatic. Do not judge me. I put on the camera and I was like, you have to give me back that money and say the same things you said. She was just laughing. She was like, you crazy. I'm like, yes, I know. But I just want to let others see just how much you love it, so it's not just going to be like I'm out here just, telling you guys or, making shit up. And yeah, that's one thing I love about my clients. Like, they're always willing to cooperate, They're always willing to, tolerate my my excessive nonsense. So, guys, what I'm just doing right now, I'm just sealing in. So, consider this like as a setting spray. Like when you do your makeup and then you apply this setting spray so that it just sets and sits in. So this is what I'm doing. I'm setting it. So especially for the curls, so it sets, I don't want them to, stick together or come together or whatever. It makes it tangle up even more. So, but this like separates the curls. Everything is everything is by itself. So everything will just stand apart from like that. So consider that. setting spray for braids. It's always worked for me. So guys, this is the end of this hairstyle, and we're approaching the end of the video. So again, let me remind you all to please subscribe to my YouTube and like this video, guys. Please like the video and drop some comments, like the video to encourage us to do more. Drop comments and look out for my shorts. I post shorts like almost every day. And please follow me on other social media. I am on Instagram, very active. I am on TikTok, I am on Facebook, and the handle is the same, Glam with Mimi W. Glam with Mimi W. And this is the hair. Yes. Look at that middle part. That middle part I kept doing and redoing. Do you all see how it came out? You all see it? So let me know just how much you like this. Look at that. You see how the part is like it is parting. The part is parting. Yes. So you see the lines? They're literally shiny. That's how I like it. Like, it has to be shiny. So it's just perfect how I wanted it. Medium knotless braids. Medium knotless boho braids. Or more like medium boho knotless braids. And remember, I told you can style it anyhow you want. So this is usually my go-to styling. Yeah, there's so much you can do with it, but I just like this one. And my clients most of the time seem to like this one in particular as well. So, and this is it, the half pony. Ooh. Bye guys. Yes, go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I love it. Like that sound when they be like, I love it.
Yes. All right. Lower your head. Yes. Now you got your hair done. Woo! Details. And flip it back. Yes. Yes, you did that.
Because I was already practicing.
Oh my god. When your hair is slayed. What was that thing you said? The boys are going to be something.
Don't tell the people what I said.
All right.